We've all asked ourselves this question, haven't we? Can men and women truly have a platonic friendship without the lines blurring into something more? I want you to stop and think for a moment. Think about the relationships you've witnessed, or maybe even the ones you've been part of. There's a common belief that men and women can never be just friends, that there's always an underlying attraction, something more beneath the surface. But what if I told you that we are all capable of building connections beyond the physical and emotional limits we often associate with romantic relationships? What if I told you that real, genuine friendships can exist between men and women, and that these friendships can be transformative, powerful, and deeply enriching for both? It all starts with respect. The foundation of any strong relationship, whether romantic, familial, or platonic, must be built on respect. And for friendships to flourish between men and women, we have to recognize that there is something beautiful in each other that has nothing to do with physical attraction or societal expectations. We are human beings who deserve to be seen for our minds, our personalities, our strengths, and our vulnerabilities. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but isn't there always a chance that things might get complicated? Yes, it's true that sometimes feelings can shift and things can get tricky. But let me tell you this, emotional maturity is the key. Both parties must be able to communicate openly, set boundaries, and respect those boundaries. When two people understand that their connection is based on something pure and meaningful, they can keep the friendship strong without crossing into romantic territory. And there's something so empowering about being able to have a friend of the opposite sex. They offer perspectives that we might not otherwise consider. They challenge us in ways that push us to grow. Think about it. How many times have you been in a conversation with someone of the opposite sex and they gave you advice or shared an idea that made you think differently? These kinds of friendships have the potential to enrich your life in ways you can't even imagine. So, can men and women really be friends? Absolutely. It's about mutual understanding, boundaries, and genuine connection. When these elements are in place, you can have the kind of friendship that uplifts you, challenges you, and helps you grow into the best version of yourself. At the end of the day, we are all human, and we can all share our experiences, thoughts, and hearts with one another without necessarily crossing over into something more. And if you ever feel like your friendship with someone is crossing a line, communicate. It's okay to pause, reflect, and recalibrate. Remember, in every connection we have with others, whether it's romantic or platonic, the essence lies in the respect and understanding we offer one another. That is the true foundation of any strong and lasting relationship. Respect forms the core of every human relationship, whether it is romantic, familial, or platonic. It is the building block on which trust, understanding, and meaningful connections are established. In friendships between men and women, respect is particularly important because it allows individuals to see each other as equals and appreciate one another for the person they are, not just for their gender or appearance. This is especially crucial in a world where society often places certain expectations on relationships between the sexes. Respect, however, goes beyond simply being courteous or polite. It involves a deeper acknowledgement of each other's values, boundaries, and individuality. When we speak of respect in the context of male-female friendships, it means acknowledging the other person as an individual with their own thoughts, emotions, and experiences, which are separate from any preconceived notions about gender or attraction. Respect creates a safe space for both parties to be vulnerable without fear of judgment, exploitation, or manipulation. It allows them to share their authentic selves, discuss deeply personal topics, and engage in open and honest conversations without fear of crossing boundaries or triggering discomfort. In a society that often enforces rigid gender roles and stereotypes, respect allows people to step outside these constraints and form connections based on mutual interests, shared values, and common experiences. Men and women can support one another, help each other grow, and learn from each other without the need for any romantic or sexual undertones. This dynamic becomes possible when both parties see each other as equals, with a clear understanding that the relationship is not about one person trying to impress the other or trying to seek validation based on attraction. Respect also means listening attentively to what the other person is saying and recognizing their feelings, even when they differ from your own. It is about creating an atmosphere where both individuals feel heard, understood, and valued. In male-female friendships, this is especially important because women and men may have different emotional responses or viewpoints based on their distinct life experiences. Respect allows both individuals to approach these differences with curiosity and empathy rather than judgment or defensiveness. It is through such mutual respect that both individuals can broaden their perspectives and become more emotionally intelligent. When respect is the foundation of a friendship, it prevents the common pitfalls that often arise when there is a lack of clear boundaries or mutual understanding. Without respect, there is a tendency for one person to take advantage of the other's emotions or desires. In some cases, one person may exploit the friendship for personal gain, whether that be for validation, emotional support, or manipulation. This can create an imbalance of power, eroding trust and making the relationship feel transactional or one-sided. In the worst case, the friendship can evolve into something unhealthy where one person feels undervalued or taken for granted. Moreover, respect helps in avoiding situations where one person might develop romantic feelings while the other is content with a platonic relationship. One of the most common reasons that male-female friendships often face challenges is the fear that one party might develop feelings that could lead to awkwardness or tension. This can especially happen when there is an underlying attraction or when societal expectations influence how people perceive the friendship. Respect in this sense serves as a guardrail that helps both individuals navigate these emotions without letting them interfere with the purity of their connection. When both individuals understand and respect each other's boundaries, it becomes easier to maintain a healthy dynamic, regardless of how complex the emotions might be. In male-female friendships, there is also a need for mutual respect when it comes to how each person expresses themselves and how they deal with their emotions. Men and women often experience different societal pressures that shape their emotional expressions. Women are often encouraged to be open, nurturing, and emotionally expressive, while men might be conditioned to suppress emotions like vulnerability or sadness. Respecting these differences is vital in ensuring that both individuals can communicate authentically without feeling judged or misunderstood. It creates a space where both men and women feel empowered to express their emotions honestly without fear of rejection or ridicule. Furthermore, respect in friendships between men and women also means treating each other as equals in all aspects of life. Gender should not dictate the role one plays in the friendship, nor should it limit what each individual brings to the table. For example, a male friend should not assume that he has the right to make decisions for his female friend, nor should a female friend automatically take on a caretaker or nurturing role just because of her gender. Respect means viewing each other as equal partners in the friendship, where both individuals are equally valued for their contributions, ideas, and opinions. When respect is firmly in place, it paves the way for a friendship to flourish over time, despite the challenges that life may present. Friends who respect each other can weather disagreements, misunderstandings, and difficult situations without letting these moments define or damage the relationship. In fact, challenges in a respectful friendship can serve to deepen the bond between individuals as they work through their differences in a healthy and constructive way. They are more likely to view each other's flaws as part of what makes them unique and human, and they approach disagreements not as threats to the friendship, but as opportunities for growth and deeper understanding. Respect also means that both individuals honor each other's autonomy. It's essential to understand that men and women are not obligated to be friends just because they share common interests or social circles. Friendship should always be a choice, and respecting someone's right to choose whether or not they want to engage in a particular friendship is crucial. Forcing a connection or trying to manipulate someone into spending time with you is a violation of their autonomy and can lead to the breakdown of the relationship. In the same way, it is vital to respect each other's life choices, opinions, and desires. A friendship rooted in respect allows each individual to live their own life, pursue their own goals, and make their own decisions without feeling pressured to conform to someone else's expectations. Finally, respect nurtures trust, which is the lifeblood of any enduring relationship. In friendships between men and women, trust is especially important because it lays the groundwork for vulnerability. Trust allows individuals to share their insecurities, challenges, and fears without fearing judgment or ridicule. It enables them to lean on each other in times of need, knowing that the other person has their best interests at heart. Trust, fueled by respect, ensures that the relationship is built on the understanding that both parties value each other's presence and cherish the connection, regardless of external factors or expectation. In summary, respect in friendships between men and women is the glue that holds the connection together. It ensures that both individuals are seen for who they truly are, beyond their gender, and that they are treated with dignity, empathy, and understanding. Respect allows both parties to maintain healthy boundaries, communicate openly, and navigate any emotional challenges with maturity and grace. It is the foundation upon which trust is built, creating a safe space for both individuals to be their authentic selves. In relationships where respect is present, men and women can form friendships that are deep, fulfilling, and long-lasting, proving that true connection is based not on gender, but on the mutual value and understanding between two people. Emotional maturity and boundaries are crucial components of any healthy relationship, but they become especially important in friendships between men and women. These two elements are the foundation upon which trust, respect, and understanding are built. They serve as guiding principles that help individuals navigate the complexities of their emotions and maintain a healthy dynamic, even in situations that might otherwise lead to misunderstandings or uncomfortable tension. When it comes to male-female friendships, emotional maturity and boundaries play a pivotal role in ensuring that both parties are able to communicate openly, honor each other's space, and cultivate a relationship that is both fulfilling and respectful. Emotional maturity refers to the ability to recognize, understand, and manage one's emotions in a balanced and constructive way. It involves being self-aware, acknowledging one's feelings, and responding to situations with thoughtful consideration rather than reactive impulses. Emotional maturity is not just about having control over one's emotions, but also about being able to understand the emotions of others, offering empathy and support when needed, and knowing how to handle challenging emotional situations with grace. In friendships between men and women, emotional maturity becomes even more significant because the dynamics can sometimes be influenced by societal expectations, gender roles, or unspoken assumptions about what the friendship should be. Emotional maturity allows both individuals to navigate these external pressures while staying true to the authentic nature of the friendship. The key to emotional maturity in a male-female friendship is the ability to communicate openly and honestly about feelings without letting them lead to conflict or misunderstandings. Oftentimes, society places pressure on men and women to behave in certain ways according to their gender, which can affect how they express their emotions. Women might feel compelled to express their emotions openly, while men are often conditioned to suppress their feelings or deal with them privately. However, emotional maturity in a friendship transcends these societal norms and encourages both individuals to engage with their emotions honestly and respectfully. In this environment, both men and women can share their feelings without judgment, knowing that their emotions will be validated rather than minimized or dismissed. A key aspect of emotional maturity in friendships between men and women is the ability to manage expectation. Often, when one person begins to develop romantic feelings for a friend of the opposite sex, there is an unspoken pressure to shift the dynamic of the relationship to something more intimate. This shift can be challenging for both individuals if they are not emotionally mature enough to handle it. Emotional maturity allows both friends to recognize and address these changes with honesty. If one person feels that the friendship may be evolving into something more, it is essential to communicate this clearly to avoid misunderstandings and to respect the feelings of the other person. By being open about their emotional experiences, both individuals can make informed decisions about how to move forward, whether that means maintaining the friendship as it is or reevaluating the boundaries and expectations to see if a deeper connection is possible. In addition to emotional maturity, boundaries are the second pillar of a healthy friendship between men and women. Boundaries refer to the emotional, physical, and mental lines that individuals set to protect their personal well-being and preserve the integrity of the relationship. Boundaries help define what is acceptable behavior in a friendship and what is not. They ensure that both individuals feel comfortable, respected, and safe in the relationship. Without boundaries, there is a risk that the friendship will become blurred, leading to confusion, resentment, or even the deterioration of the relationship. When emotional maturity and boundaries are combined, they create a balanced, respectful relationship where both parties feel valued and understood. The first step in establishing boundaries in a male-female friendship is recognizing that both individuals have different emotional needs and comfort levels. These differences are often shaped by personal experiences, cultural backgrounds, and past relationships. For instance, one person may feel comfortable sharing their personal space and emotions more freely, while the other may prefer to maintain a certain level of distance. Emotional maturity helps both individuals understand that these differences are normal and should be respected, rather than seen as flaws or obstacles. Establishing boundaries requires mutual understanding and agreement on what is comfortable for each person, as well as a willingness to communicate openly when those boundaries are crossed. Boundaries are not only about respecting physical space, but also about emotional space. In friendships between men and women, it is easy for one person to become overly dependent on the other for emotional support or validation, which can create an imbalance of power in the relationship. Emotional maturity helps individuals recognize when they are relying too heavily on their friend and when they need to take responsibility for their own emotional well-being. This is especially important in male-female friendships, where one person may feel as though they are providing more emotional support than the other. By being emotionally mature, both individuals can maintain a healthy balance where both parties feel that their needs are being met without overstepping boundaries or becoming overly reliant on one another. Another essential aspect of boundaries is recognizing the importance of time and space. Friendships require time and attention, but it is crucial for both individuals to maintain their personal lives and relationships outside of the friendship. Emotional maturity means acknowledging that each person has their own life, responsibilities, and relationships, and it is essential to respect that. This can be particularly challenging in male-female friendships, where one person may start to feel possessive or overly invested in the friendship. For example, if one person feels hurt or neglected when the other spends time with other friends or partners, this can be a sign that emotional boundaries have been violated. In such cases, it is important to address these feelings calmly and maturely, acknowledging that the friendship does not require exclusivity to be valuable. In order to maintain emotional maturity and healthy boundaries, both individuals in the friendship must be willing to set clear expectations and communicate openly when those expectations are not being met. If one person feels uncomfortable with certain aspects of the friendship, such as excessive texting, inappropriate behavior, or unclear romantic signals, it is crucial to express these feelings in a respectful manner. This does not mean that the friendship has to end or that the individuals involved are at fault, but rather that the relationship needs to be adjusted to ensure that both people feel comfortable and respected. Open communication is key to preventing resentment from building up and creating unnecessary tension in the relationship. Emotional maturity also involves the ability to handle conflicts in a constructive way. In any friendship, there will be moments of disagreement or tension, but how these moments are handled can determine whether the relationship grows stronger or falls apart. In male-female friendships, disagreements may arise due to miscommunication, differences in emotional needs, or external pressures. Emotional maturity allows both individuals to approach these conflicts with a sense of calm, respect, and empathy. Rather than reacting impulsively or defensively, both friends can listen to each other's perspectives and work together to find a solution that respects both individuals' feelings and boundaries. Conflict resolution is an essential skill that ensures the relationship remains strong and healthy even when challenges arise. When emotional maturity and boundaries are present in a friendship, both individuals feel empowered to express themselves freely while also respecting the other person's emotions and needs. They can have deep, meaningful conversations without fear of judgment, knowing that their feelings will be heard and respected. They can maintain a healthy balance between emotional closeness and independence, ensuring that their connection does not become unhealthy or one-sided. Above all, emotional maturity and boundaries allow both friends to grow together, learn from each other, and cultivate a friendship that is built on mutual respect and understanding rather than on expectations or societal pressures. These qualities create a safe and supportive environment where both men and women can thrive as individuals while also enjoying the rich and rewarding connection that true friendship brings. The power of diverse perspectives in any relationship is something that should not be underestimated. In friendships between men and women, these differing viewpoints are not just enriching, they are essential for growth, empathy, and deeper understanding. When people of different genders come together, they bring with them unique life experiences, social conditioning, and ways of seeing the world. These diverse perspectives provide opportunities for both individuals to broaden their thinking, challenge preconceived notions, and develop a more holistic view of the world and themselves. The exchange of ideas, experiences, and emotions that occurs in these friendships is one of the most transformative aspects of human connection. At the core of a meaningful friendship is the idea of understanding and embracing each other's differences. Men and women often grow up with distinct societal expectations placed upon them. From a young age, boys and girls are taught to view the world in different ways, often with messages that inform how they should act, what they should value, and how they should relate to others. These messages are reinforced by families, schools, media, and culture, creating a divide that can shape the way men and women perceive themselves and one another. However, when men and women come together in a friendship, these gender-based differences can act as a bridge, allowing each person to view the world through the eyes of the other. Instead of reinforcing stereotypes or fueling misunderstandings, these diverse perspectives can foster a deeper connection based on empathy, respect, and shared understanding. One of the most significant benefits of having a male-female friendship is the ability to engage in honest, open dialogue about topics that may be difficult to discuss within the confines of one's gender-based circle. Men and women often face different societal pressures when it comes to emotional expression, relationship expectations, and career aspirations. For example, women are often encouraged to embrace emotional vulnerability, while men may be socialized to suppress their feelings and appear stoic. These contrasting approaches to emotion can create challenges in how men and women understand themselves and others. A friendship between a man and woman allows both individuals to share their emotional experiences in a safe space, helping each person to recognize the validity of the other's perspective. Through this exchange, men and women are able to challenge stereotypes that limit their growth and self-expression. Women, for example, may feel encouraged by their male friends to explore more rational or pragmatic aspects of life, balancing out emotional tendencies with practical decision-making. Similarly, men may learn from their female friends how to embrace vulnerability and express their emotions in a way that feels authentic and freeing. These kinds of exchanges broaden one's emotional vocabulary and increase one's emotional intelligence, allowing both individuals to grow in ways they may not have been able to on their own. In this way, the diversity of perspectives helps each person transcend the limitations imposed by traditional gender roles and embrace a more nuanced understanding of themselves. Moreover, having a male-female friendship offers a chance to see the world from a broader viewpoint. Men and women often approach situations differently, from problem-solving methods to communication styles. For instance, a man may approach a problem with a solution-oriented mindset, while a woman may be more inclined to consider the emotional and relational aspects of the situation. Both perspectives are valuable and can be combined to create a more comprehensive solution. When men and women collaborate in a friendship, they can learn to appreciate the strengths in each other's approaches and adapt their own thinking accordingly. This dynamic can foster creativity and innovation, as both friends are encouraged to view challenges from multiple angles and develop a more holistic approach to problem solving. This diverse approach can also extend to larger societal issues. In friendships between men and women, there is a unique opportunity for both parties to engage in discussions about gender equality, societal expectations, and the roles that men and women are expected to play in society. These conversations can lead to greater understanding and, in many cases, challenge both individuals to reconsider their own beliefs and biases. Through these dialogues, men and women can discover common ground, foster mutual respect, and take action together to create a more inclusive and just society. These discussions, while at times uncomfortable, have the potential to break down barriers and bridge divides, creating a deeper sense of shared humanity. Another powerful aspect of diverse perspectives in male-female friendships is the opportunity for both individuals to learn from each other's life experiences. Men and women may face different challenges based on their gender, and these experiences can significantly shape their worldview. A woman may have experienced discrimination or harassment because of her gender, while a man may have faced pressure to conform to masculine ideals or to suppress emotions in order to fit societal expectations. By sharing these experiences, both individuals can gain insight into the struggles of the other and develop a more empathetic understanding of the challenges each person faces. These personal experiences also help to challenge the notion of a one-size-fits-all approach to life. Men and women often have unique struggles, but these struggles are part of the human condition. In a healthy male-female friendship, both individuals can learn from each other's resilience and develop a greater sense of compassion. They can also offer each other support in ways that go beyond traditional gendered responses. For example, a male friend may provide valuable insight into how to navigate a male-dominated workplace, while a female friend may offer advice on handling difficult emotional situations with grace and strength. These diverse perspectives create a foundation of mutual support and understanding, making the friendship stronger and more enriching. Moreover, male-female friendships often offer the benefit of emotional balance. While men and women are often socialized to approach emotions and relationships differently, these differences do not have to create tension or conflict. In fact, they can act as a complement, allowing both individuals to experience emotional growth and balance. For instance, a woman may learn how to communicate her feelings in a more structured and deliberate way, while a man may learn to be more open and expressive about his emotions. This balance creates a harmonious dynamic where both friends support each other in ways that are grounded in mutual understanding and respect for their differences. Having diverse perspectives in a male-female friendship also offers the opportunity to expand one's social circle. Through this friendship, both individuals are introduced to new networks, perspectives, and opportunities. They may be exposed to different cultural backgrounds, career paths, or hobbies that they might not have encountered in their same-gender friendships. These new experiences can broaden one's horizons and offer new perspectives on life, relationships, and society. By embracing diverse perspectives, both individuals grow as people and develop a more well-rounded understanding of the world around them. Furthermore, the power of diverse perspectives in male-female friendships lies in the fact that these relationships often defy societal expectations. In a world where people are often pressured to conform to gender norms, a platonic male-female friendship challenges these norms by showing that true connection is not based on attraction or traditional gender roles. Instead, it is rooted in shared values, mutual respect, and the recognition of each other's individuality. These friendships serve as a powerful reminder that human connections transcend gender, and that the value of a relationship lies in the depth of understanding and emotional support that both individuals bring to the table. In conclusion, the power of diverse perspectives in male-female friendships is immense. It allows both individuals to challenge their assumptions, broaden their thinking, and develop a deeper sense of empathy for one another. These friendships encourage emotional growth, problem solving from different angles, and the cultivation of compassion and understanding. Through the exchange of experiences, insights, and ideas, men and women can create a meaningful connection that transcends traditional gender roles and expectations. Ultimately, the richness that comes from diverse perspectives enhances not only the friendship itself, but also the personal growth of both individuals involved. Communication is one of the most vital components of any healthy relationship, whether personal or professional, and it holds particular significance in friendships between men and women. It is through communication that people express their thoughts, share their emotions, and establish boundaries. Effective communication not only deepens understanding, but also creates a foundation of trust, ensuring that both parties feel respected and valued. In friendships between men and women, communication becomes an even more essential tool because of the complexities that may arise due to differing social conditioning, emotional expressions, and societal expectations. Understanding that communication is the key to overcoming challenges, addressing misunderstandings, and fostering a meaningful bond is crucial for maintaining a balanced and respectful relationship. At the heart of communication lies the ability to listen actively. Active listening involves not only hearing what the other person is saying, but truly understanding their perspective and emotions. This skill is particularly important in male-female friendships, where there may be moments when one person may feel misunderstood or not fully heard due to differences in emotional expression or communication styles. For instance, women may be more likely to express their emotions openly and seek validation through conversation, while men may prefer to process their feelings internally or may approach discussions with a more solution-focused mindset. The key to bridging this gap lies in actively listening, giving the other person the space to express themselves without interruption, judgment, or the need to fix their problems immediately. In this way, both friends feel heard and respected, creating an environment where each individual feels safe to share their thoughts and vulnerabilities. Moreover, active listening helps prevent the formation of assumptions or stereotypes that might hinder the growth of the friendship. In male-female friendships, there is often a tendency to project societal expectations or preconceived notions about how men and women should behave or think. For example, a woman might feel that a male friend does not understand her because he does not respond to her emotional expressions in the way she expects. Conversely, a man might feel frustrated that a female friend seems overly emotional or that her need for reassurance is burdensome. Active listening removes the need for assumptions and allows both individuals to communicate in a way that is free from judgment. It also provides the opportunity to ask clarifying questions, ensuring that both parties understand each other's viewpoints fully, rather than assuming what the other person is thinking or feeling. While listening is a critical component of communication, so is the ability to express oneself clearly and assertively. In friendships between men and women, there can sometimes be a disconnect in how each person communicates. For instance, men may have been socialized to suppress their emotions or express them in more straightforward, less verbal ways, while women might be encouraged to share their emotions more openly and expressively. These differences can sometimes lead to frustration or misinterpretation. For example, a woman might perceive a male friend's silence as a lack of interest or concern, while he might simply be processing his thoughts before speaking. Similarly, a man may struggle to understand why a woman wants to talk about her emotions in detail when he feels that the issue could be resolved more practically. Effective communication in this context requires both parties to express themselves honestly and assertively. Assertiveness means expressing one's thoughts and feelings in a way that is direct and respectful without being aggressive or passive. For both men and women, this involves stating their needs and desires clearly and without fear of being misunderstood or rejected. In the case of a male-female friendship, assertive communication helps prevent one person from feeling unheard or overlooked. It also ensures that both friends can openly discuss their emotional and relational needs, allowing for a deeper connection based on mutual understanding. When both friends feel safe to communicate openly and assertively, they are more likely to establish a relationship built on respect, trust, and emotional transparency. Communication is also essential when it comes to establishing and maintaining boundaries. Boundaries are the emotional and psychological lines that individuals set in relationships to protect their well-being, and in friendships between men and women, they are especially important. Men and women often have different perspectives on what constitutes appropriate behavior in a friendship, and misunderstandings around these boundaries can create tension. For example, one person may feel comfortable with frequent communication, while the other may prefer more space. Without clear communication, these differences in expectations can lead to feelings of resentment or frustration. By communicating boundaries clearly and respectfully, both friends can ensure that their needs are met without infringing upon the other person's comfort zone. This is particularly important in male-female friendships, where there may be external pressures such as societal expectations of romance or attraction that can blur the lines of what is appropriate. Furthermore, communicating boundaries is not just about expressing what one person needs, but also about being receptive to the other person's boundaries. A friendship is a dynamic relationship that evolves over time, and as such, the boundaries within it may change. Regularly checking in with each other about how each person feels, what they need, and what makes them comfortable is an important part of maintaining a healthy friendship. For instance, if one person starts to feel uncomfortable with the frequency of communication or the level of emotional intimacy in the friendship, it is essential to communicate this openly without fear of conflict or judgment. The goal is not to create distance or distance oneself emotionally, but to ensure that both individuals are on the same page regarding the nature of the relationship. Another critical aspect of communication in friendships between men and women is emotional support. In any friendship, it is essential to provide emotional support when the other person is struggling or facing challenges. However, men and women may have different ways of offering and receiving support. Women may often provide emotional support through empathy, offering validation and encouragement, while men may offer practical advice or attempt to fix the situation. Both approaches are valuable, but they require clear communication to ensure that each person's needs are being met. If a woman is looking for emotional validation, but a male friend offers solutions without acknowledging her feelings, she may feel that her emotions are being dismissed. On the other hand, if a man is looking for practical advice, but a female friend offers empathy without suggesting actionable solutions, he may feel frustrated or unsupported. By communicating openly about what type of support each person needs, friends can ensure that their emotional needs are met and that they are helping each other in the most effective way. Effective communication also becomes particularly important when navigating conflicts. Conflicts are inevitable in any relationship, but how they are handled can determine the longevity and strength of the friendship. In male-female friendships, conflicts may arise from miscommunication, differing expectations, or even external pressures such as societal norms. When disagreements occur, it is essential to approach the situation with a mindset of understanding and resolution rather than defensiveness or blame. This requires both individuals to listen actively, express their feelings without attacking, and seek to understand the other person's perspective. By communicating calmly and respectfully during conflicts, both friends can work together to find a resolution that strengthens their relationship rather than allowing the disagreement to drive a wedge between them. In addition to resolving conflicts, communication is also key to celebrating each other's successes. In any friendship, it is important to acknowledge and celebrate each other's accomplishments, whether they are personal, professional, or relational. In male-female friendships, this kind of positive reinforcement helps to build trust and respect, fostering a supportive environment where both individuals feel appreciated. Communicating pride in the other person's achievements strengthens the bond between friends and reinforces the importance of the friendship in each person's life. Lastly, communication is essential in building and maintaining trust. Trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship, and in male-female friendships, it is especially important because of the potential for misunderstandings or external pressures that might question the nature of the relationship. Being open, transparent, and honest in communication helps to create a sense of security in the friendship. When both friends feel that they can trust each other to be honest and reliable, the relationship becomes stronger, more resilient, and more fulfilling. This trust enables them to navigate challenges, share vulnerabilities, and provide emotional support without fear of betrayal or judgment. In conclusion, communication is the key to any successful relationship, and it is especially crucial in friendships between men and women. Through open, honest, and respectful communication, both individuals can deepen their connection, address misunderstandings, and navigate the complexities of their emotional needs and boundaries. Active listening, assertive expression, clear boundary setting, emotional support, conflict resolution, and trust building are all elements of effective communication that help maintain a balanced and healthy friendship. When communication is prioritized in a friendship, it creates a strong foundation of mutual respect, understanding, and emotional security, allowing both friends to thrive individually and together.